Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
The crown jewel of the Lower Mainland and southwestern British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada. Also the third largest film and television production city in North America, where two teams aspire to make movie magic tonight as the Los Angeles Lycans take on the Vancouver Legion. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music as we welcome you to Canada Field on the outskirts of metropolitan Vancouver. Up here in the broadcast booth, I'm Josh Circle. I'll be doing play-by-play. And joining me is my best friend in the whole world, Wade Phillips. And Wade, the Lycans have a chance to pop the champagne a week early. A win tonight will give Los Angeles the Pacific Division title and a guaranteed playoff berth. And they're catching a Vancouver Legion squad that has been on the ropes, having lost two of their last three. Can the home team, Vancouver, play spoiler here tonight?
You know, if there was ever a week for Vancouver to to right the ship, it's this week, because in this series, the home team has won 6 times out of 6 times that they've played. So if there was ever a week for Vancouver to get a victory, it's tonight, and it'll be a high-powered offense of Vancouver against a very stingy defense in Los Angeles that hardly gives up any extra points.
Absolutely. That is a jaw-dropping stat. Wade, the home team between these two teams has never lost. And Vancouver, one of the perennial powers here in the SFL, find themselves on a down season, at least for them, at 6-4. Still have a chance to win the Pacific, but they need to win tonight. They're going to need a lot of help in Week 12. Conversely, the Lycans on the road here have a chance to sew things up and punch their ticket to the SFL playoffs. And we, Western Canada, so glad to have you with us here on Next Level Sports. Los Angeles will start on offense here at their own 30-yard line. And while we have a second, let's go ahead and meet the Los Angeles offense. The wide receivers are Davius Reed and Chris Lee. The tight ends, Elsie Pryor and Jack Flash. The fullback, the rookie, Tommy Rahman. The halfback, Robert Johnson. And a quarterback in his 5th SFL season, Sully Richardson, who's going to be under center for 1st and 10. And he will hand off to Rojo. Over on the left side, that'll be good for a yard. 2nd and 9, Wade.
Yeah, 2nd and 9. And that time it was Achilles Papatonis getting the tackle, and he's 6'5", 285, and he does a lot of damage there on the interior. And really, Vancouver is going to need to bring the heat to be able to stop this Los Angeles Lycans offense.
One area of strength for this Vancouver defense, turnovers. 29 takeaways on the season. That is 5th best in the SFL. Richardson finds Roger on the outlet pass on 2nd and 9, trucking a defender before being dragged out of bounds, getting his team into a 3rd and 2.
It's a great job right there by Robert Johnson to pick up the extra yards to make it 3rd and 2nd. And that time, Ashley Rose Finch just could not get the tackle, and Robert Johnson just blew right through her, and just to get even closer to that 1st down yard line.
3rd and 2 now. Richardson in the shotgun. 3 wideouts for him. 5 defensive backs for the Legion. Short drop, 4-man rush. Deflected and intercepted. Ashley Rose Finch, the lovely and talented 6-year quarterback, comes up with the first turnover of the game.
How about that? On the tip drill, the other defensive player got it, tipped it up, and Ashley Rose Finch puts her hat down and just picks that off and returns it a couple yards. So now Vancouver gets set up in pretty decent field position to be able to maybe strike back and put the first points on the board.
Takeaway number 30 for the Vancouver Legion. Just as we mentioned it, it happens. Broadcasters jinx, I'm telling you, it's a real thing, folks. And now Tom Pepper under center, and he will throw the flare pass to his halfback, Robert Redford. Let's meet the Vancouver Legion offense. On the offensive line, Michael Percoco at guard, Mike Newtones at tackle. The wide receivers are Brett Killian, the lovely and talented Kendra Hall, and Chris Curtis. The tight ends, James Walters and Dan Daly. Robert Redford is the halfback and a quarterback in his 9th SFL season. Tom Pepper will be in the shotgun here on 2nd and 8. 5 defensive backs for the Lycans. High snap, Pepper handles it. And that is complete down the left side. That's going to be good for a first down. And Vancouver already marching here. Brett Killian making the catch.
They are, and that time, Tom Pepper just kind of threw it into traffic a little bit, and Brett Killian brought it down and caught that, but it was kind of a wild throw to really test the defense right there.
12 yards for number 12, Brett Killian. And a fresh set of downs for the Legion. You see the Lycans front shifting in the front 7. Pepper, deep drop, has time to throw. Great protection across the right side. Nearly intercepted there. That was Thomas Rahman Jr. getting his mitts on it, 2nd and 10.
That time he had all day to throw and just couldn't quite find an open person that could come down with it, because that time the defense swarmed to the ball and knocked that ball down.
Lycans do a nice job producing turnovers as well. Their 34 takeaways are 2nd in the SFL. And now Pepper, Captain Canada, in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Throws to his right, caught by Redford. Redford trying to spin, but no go. Brought down at the 23-yard line, 3rd and long.
And that is one part of this ball game that we pinpoint early, pregame talk about Robert Redford. 9 touchdowns on the ground and 6 touchdowns receiving, and leads this team in receptions with 86.
Ryan Yosef on the tackle for the Lycans. Pepper, 3 wide receivers to his left. Staying in the shotgun, throw to left side. Killian again, that is complete, and that's good for a first down. Killian sidestepping over the sticks, and LA's in the red zone.
So far, it looks like Tom Pepper has found something he likes in the passing game in Robert Redford and Brett Killian, as Brett Killian has made numerous catches on this drive to extend the drive and pick up first down after first down.
Vancouver in the Los Angeles red zone, with 8:20 remaining here in the opening frame in Vancouver, Canada. SFL action presented by APM Music here on Next Level Sports. And Tom Pepper over the middle, that is caught. And Vancouver inside the 5, marching early. And that is caught by number 84, Chris Curtis, still in his first year in Vancouver, and it's 1st and goal for the Legion.
Yeah, Chris Curtis comes over from Queen City and making his presence known in this ball game, and now Vancouver has really anything they want to do on this 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
Reception number 32 on the season for the 9th-year wide receiver. And now 1st and goal for Vancouver. Pepper over the middle again, deflected, ball's in the air, bouncing around, and then finally falls incomplete. It almost looked like that went off the helmet of Killian. A host of LA defenders in there, 2nd and goal.
Josh, that was dangerous right there, because any number of white jerseys could have came down with the ball. Even a Vancouver player could have came down with it, but harmlessly comes down to the turf, but Vancouver wants to take that again and try to put it in the end zone.
Robert Redford in the backfield, all by his lonesome. 3 wide receivers to Pepper's right. And he throws to his left to Redford, who's in for the touchdown. Vancouver strikes first.
Wow, and that's the 7th reception touchdown for Robert Redford of the season, and that just makes him probably the biggest dual threat of this league, I would say, because really anytime you get within 10 yards of the end zone, Robert Redford is as dangerous as anyone in the league.
So Vancouver takes the turnover from Ashley Rose Finch to the toll booth and cashes it in for 6. A 5-play, 25-yard drive, culminating in a 1-yard touchdown catch by the 8th-year running back, Robert Redford. His 7th receiving touchdown of the season, his 16th overall. And Ramon Rakowski will add the extra point, and Vancouver leads 7-0.
So that's just about a picture-perfect start for Vancouver. They get the interception on that first defensive stand, and now get the quick points on their first drive. So really, Los Angeles needs to come up with a plan to strike right back.
Los Angeles, after the interception, will go back on the offensive side. And they will do so Once again at the 30-yard line, identical field position to their first drive of the game. And let's meet this Vancouver Legion defense that's produced one turnover already on the front line. Achilles Papatonis, Gerald Giudice, and Mike Coverson. The linebacking core, Josh Farnsey and Kevin Brackett. And in the secondary, Dean Maddox, Kyler Murray, Drew Hamilton, Major Key, Mark Lopez, and of course with one interception already, Ashley Rose Finch. Sully Richardson throwing over the middle on first down, nearly intercepted. Drew Hamilton, the strong safety, was all over that play, 2nd and 10.
At that time, Sully Richardson tried to test the defense once again, the secondary, and that time it was just incompletion. But again, if he wants to keep testing the secondary, he has to find better reads and find the open receivers.
Richardson, 1 of 3 on the evening so far, has completed as many passes to his own players as to the Vancouver Legion. In the shotgun here on 2nd and 10, dealing to his left side. That is caught on the sideline. And doing the toe touch grab is Davius Reed, the 8th-year wide receiver. 38th catch of the season for Mr. Reed. It's 3rd and 3.
They absolutely needed that reception, and now it makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 3. And Los Angeles has to come up with something that gets them this first, because they are quickly, losing ground to Vancouver if they want to maintain an edge in this ballgame.
4 wide out look here for LA on 3rd and 3. Short drop, Richardson, another interception. Drew Hamilton, he's got a chance to run this back to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Vancouver, pouring it on here in the early goings.
Wow, that's Drew Hamilton's 8th interception of the season, and none bigger when their backs are against the wall for their playoff lives. Drew Hamilton comes up huge and gets that pick 6. So now Vancouver up quite possibly 14 points against Los Angeles early on in this ballgame, and now Los Angeles is reeling, trying to come up with a plan that gets them points.
Just tremendous athleticism from the second-year strong safety, going up to get that ball and making a beeline for the end zone. And LA barely had a chance to catch him. Just tremendous speed at 6'2", 225. And now Los Angeles, who had Champagne in tow, looking to cap off a Pacific Division title run, now find themselves down 14-0. Punting the extra point, which is good. Here in the penultimate game of the season.
Yes, it's not couldn't have been a more picture perfect, start to this game for the Vancouver defense, because 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And that ball squirts loose. They're going to call it down at the 28-yard line. Wade, what do you want to see from LA on this drive? And don't you dare say another interception.
Oh, no, definitely not that. I want to see him stick to the run a little bit, because it's been somewhat effective, but so far the passing game just has not been working.
Richardson back in the shotgun. 3 wide receiver look for the Lycans. Richardson over the middle. Wide open receiver. That is caught. And over the middle, a tremendous grab at just the right time. Chris Lee, who had an outstanding middle of the season, comes up with his first catch of the game, and it's a big one.
It is a huge gain right there. He, coming into this ballgame, had 43 receptions and is a 6'3" target, and that time caught the pass and picked up quite a few yards that, establishes him a first down, and now Los Angeles can do a little work from the midfield line.
A gain of 21 for Lee. Richardson now has Tommy Rahman, the rookie fullback, in the backfield. And he will lead the way for Robert Johnson, who gets maybe a yard. They're going to say no gain here. Gerald Giudice coming up with the stop there, 2nd and 10.
So far, Vancouver's defense has been just absolutely stingy today, and they have allowed just about nothing for Los Angeles' offense, and now they're trying to get something going.
Richardson staying in the shotgun here. As Rahman goes back to the sideline. That is caught. Davius Reed over to the left side. And he's going to set up his team for a 3rd and short. Second catch of the game for Reed.
So far on this drive, Los Angeles has done a little bit of a better job kind of keeping Vancouver's defense on their toes and really not letting them pigeonhole one specific kind of, play call type. But now Los Angeles has to get a first down here. Otherwise, Vancouver has the, chance to really pull ahead.
Jack Flash, the tight end, to Richardson's left, who is still in the shotgun here. Pressure coming, throwing to the left side. It's Reed again, and Reed again with the toe touch. Produces a first down for the Lycans. Second catch of the drive for Reed, and that moves the chains.
It's almost like that's just automatic for them because they have such a great connection on that, that route that so far it's been 2 for 2 on that drive and two first downs on that same play.
Reed, the lone wide receiver, lining up on the right side of the field this time. The handoff to Robert Johnson. And again, Robert Johnson struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Just a wall of blue there for Vancouver's 2nd and 8.
Vancouver's defense did a great job to stack him up and get him pulled down for just 2-yard gain. So Vancouver's defense is doing a great job funneling the running back to those, the holes that are getting filled quite rapidly by the linebackers.
Richardson in the backfield by himself, throwing to the right side this time. Deflected and intercepted! Dean Maddox! And Dean Maddox has got a chance to take this back to the 20, the 10, touchdown, the second pick 6 for Vancouver in this quarter. They lead 20-0.
Absolutely devastating partner for Los Angeles. Right there, Vancouver gets, like you said, second interception pick 6 of the day. And LA just can't get anything going. Right there, the receiver drops the ball, and then the defender just picks up one man's trash is another man's treasure, and then takes it to the house.
That was Madarius Bennett, the backup wide receiver, in that 4 wide receiver look, deflected it, and Maddox, the 7th-year quarterback, just returned it. And once again, nobody's able to catch him. Just unbelievable.
My goodness, you said it, partner.
The extra point is good. And Vancouver, fighting for their postseason lives, strides out to a 21-0 lead. Unbelievable.
This 12th man has been playing huge so far because, like we mentioned earlier in the ball game, 6 games played, 6 victories for the home team, and Vancouver playing no different tonight.
The Vancouver defense has more touchdowns than the Vancouver offense. And both of them more than Los Angeles right now, still sitting on a goose egg on the board. But nice return there by Los Angeles. And Thomas Rahman Jr. will get this out to the 35. That's Travis Warren Jr., excuse me. Got my juniors mixed up. And all the hullabaloo of this amazing game so far. So glad to have you with us here on Next Level Sports. The Pacific Division title on the line. Los Angeles could sew it up with a win here tonight. But they are struggling so far out of the gate. Sully Richardson, deep drop on 1st and 10, still throwing, and it's a big catch down the middle. Davius Reed with a huge gain.
Los Angeles has been able to find those big plays so far. It's just they can't finish it off. And so far, they've just had those inopportune interceptions. But that time, Los Angeles did exactly what they needed to pick up a big first down that looked like they might have been able to threaten to score right there, but brought him down. And now Los Angeles in Vancouver territory on the 36. And now looking like they want to score.
Gain of 29 for Davius Reed, the most reliable receiver for Los Angeles so far tonight. Richardson will stay in the shotgun and deal to the left side, looking for Reed again. He caught the ball, but he's out of bounds. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that time he just got a little too far out of bounds and just can't catch that when you're out of bounds. So they'll look at that and want to regroup and come up with a play that picks them up at least 10.
4:11 left here in the first quarter, but we've had a game's worth of excitement already here in Western Canada. Sully Richardson under center now for 2nd and 10. Throwing to his right, that is caught. Another toe touch grab. And that is Chris Lee on the right side this time. It's a short gain, but it is a gain, 3rd and 7.
Absolutely. They'll take that gain. You know, you just wish as a receiver he catches that and maybe turns upfield for a little bit. But, hey, you know, 3-yard gain makes it a little bit more manageable as 3rd and medium. But Los Angeles needs to get something that picks up a guaranteed 1st down.
LA on the outskirts of the range for kicker Rob Ems. Richardson around the right side. Another big catch. That's Chris Lee again. Down to the 18-yard line, and the Lycans are in the red zone.
Chris Lee, you know, only 6'3", not the tallest receiver in the league, but, hey, does the job. Gets the pass in tough territory and, you know, uses that a little bit of that drive to pick up a few extra yards after a catch.
Chris Lee, his 2nd reception of the evening. Needs 7 more for an even 100 on the career. But not worrying about that now. Richardson to the left on 1st and 10, caught by Reed. And Reed's got a nice gain on 1st down, brought down by Ashley Rose Finch, 2nd and 4.
So far, Los Angeles really hasn't involved the tight ends, but so far the wide receivers have gotten plenty of, you know, play and receptions. So it'll be interesting to see if Los Angeles mixes in a few passes to their big tight ends.
Robert Johnson in the backfield to Richardson's right, who's in the shotgun. And now both tight ends on the field, Wade. They throw it to Johnson. Johnson has the 1st down to the 5, breaking a tackle. It gets down. It's going to be 1st and goal here for the Lycans.
It's a great job just to, as soon as Robert Johnson caught that ball, was off to the races and broke a tackle and seemed like might be able to push it into the end zone, but fortunately for Vancouver, they brought him down, and this is the most life we've seen from Los Angeles today. You know, whether it, you know, in those previous drives where they had the interceptions.
That was the run of a guy trying to get his team back in the game. Solid Richardson over the middle, deflected. Mark Lopez knocking down the ball, and he nearly had an interception of his own. 2nd and goal.
Mark Lopez, trying to get involved in the interception game, and that time just couldn't quite come down with it. And Los Angeles guaranteed breathes a sigh of relief right there.
Richardson has not stopped throwing. 16 attempts already, and we're not even out of the 1st quarter. And now here in the shotgun on 2nd and goal, Rojo to his left. Here comes the blitz. Richardson over the middle, deflected again, looking for flash, and it's incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Tell you what, partner, Sully Richardson is a brave person to try to thread that needle, and that time it was incomplete, but he tried to, you know, get it to him, but that time it was almost just a heartbreaking interception again.
And there's Tommy Rahman, the rookie fullback. He checks back in. Perhaps a tip to what we're going to see here on 3rd and goal. They hand it off to Johnson. Touchdown! Los Angeles is on the board.
There we go. They needed that score. They get it. And it looked like the defensive lineman was going to get him. It was number 94 was trying to chase him down, but Robert Johnson just outruns everybody to get into pay dirt.
Got a nice block there from Rahman. Did the rest himself. And now Rob Ems, who did not kick a field goal last week, will attempt the extra point and make this a 2-score game. Drive summary from Mark Lopez. 9 plays, 65 yards, culminating in a 3-yard touchdown run by Rojo, Robert Johnson. And 50 of those 60 yards came from Davius Reed. And 3 catches there, Wade.
Yeah, that was a big drive for Davius Reed and Chris Lee. Just both of them combining to really make their impact, because without them, Los Angeles has a way different drive on that one right there.
2:25 left here in the 1st quarter. Ems will kick off and get this kick out to the end zone. Curtis from his own goal line at the 30. He's got a lane to the right side to the 40 and finally brought down at the 43-yard line. We are about to see another big play there from the Legion.
Yes, Dean Maddox did his own little rendition of a return right there and almost took it back, but fortunately the special teams unit for Los Angeles made the shoestring tackle to bring him down.
And that was
Not
Dean
shoestring,
Maddox.
excuse me.
Dean Maddox, the quarterback, returning that kick. A bit of a change up from what we've seen from earlier in the season. And now there he is, Captain Canada. Tom Pepper, 6'4", 240, in his 9th SFL season. Looking to catch up to the defense. Vancouver offense only has 1 touchdown. The defense has 2. Throw it to his left. Redford takes a shot. That's Buddy Blaze coming in for a huge GFL. 2nd and 11.
Buddy Blaze, 6'5", 245, is having an absolute standout season so far. 78 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 6 pass deflections, 3 interceptions, and 2 return touchdowns. So he is having a standout season, and right there showed that he is on par for some of the best defenders in the league.
Only the 2nd drive of the game for the Vancouver offense, who already has 21 points. To the right side, that is complete. That is Kendra Hall, the 3rd-year wide receiver. She's going to be just short of the sticks. 3rd and 1.
That's one of those to Kendra Hall that, you don't see very often, where she only picks up, 8 or 9 yards. Normally it's for near 20 yards a reception.
Kendra Hall hit the 1,000-yard plateau for the season 2 weeks ago, but only 2 catches last week. She has her first tonight. Set on 3rd and 1. Redford brought down behind the line. Tremendous tackle in the backfield, and Vancouver's going to have to punt.
That was a great stand by Los Angeles to limit Vancouver to no points, because they were desperate for a stand by their defense so that they can bail out their offense a little bit and get them back on the field to try to put more points on the board.
And that is going to be a 3 and out for Vancouver. After driving down a short field and then 2 pick sixes. The punter, Brian Patrick, will send this away. No pressure from Los Angeles. And the Lycans will take over at their own 18-yard line. Warren Jr. on the return.
It's a pretty good punt right there, and great coverage by the special teams unit to pin them inside the 20-yard line, which is always a great job by the punting unit when you can do that.
Easily the worst field position Los Angeles has had this evening. And Sully Richardson will settle under center. Robin in the game. Back at fullback. Richardson will throw on 1st down. Pressure coming down, he goes. The rush got home for Vancouver. Achilles Papatonis first on the scene.
There we go. They get him, and it looked like they brought an extra person on a blitz, and that time it was just enough to free up Papatonis to pick up that sack, and that makes it, a big play for Vancouver to get that stop.
A loss of 8. Los Angeles back to their own 10-yard line now. Richardson, pressure again. Hit as he's thrown. Rahman, the fullback, makes the catch. And he gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It's still 3rd and 11.
How about this defense flying around and making some plays? And that time, Thomas Rahman Jr. gets up there and gets to about the original line of scrimmage. And now it's, Los Angeles needs to mark.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. Vancouver defense coming out swinging in round number 1. What's going to happen in round number 2? This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay with us. Welcome back to Vancouver, Canada. Week 11 SFL action. Josh Zirkle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Mark Lopez on stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green in studio. Sully Richardson throwing. Chris Lee catching and scrambling for a first down. Yes, he did clear the sticks. They're going to give it to him, Wade.
Yes, they are. He worked for every yard he got right there. Caught it and then picked up about 5-6 yards after the catch, after the contact, and that was just an excellent play to pick up that first.
Los Angeles trying to clinch the Pacific Division title. Find themselves in a 21-7 hole after not one but two pick sixes from Vancouver. Drew Hamilton and Dean Maddox doing the honors for the Legion, giving the home team a 2-touchdown lead. Sully Richardson still throwing, though, intended for Lee. That ball looked like it banged off his arm. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like Chris Lee and Jack Flash were right there in the zone, in the area, and looked like Chris Lee tried to catch that and dropped it, but my goodness, they just had that, opportunity that they just missed out on, and now Los Angeles has to come up with something that can get them, a first down and keep them driving.
Richardson 12 of 20 on the evening so far. Those 3 interceptions looming large, though. Throw it to his left. Reed makes the catch, but he's brought down immediately. Nowhere near the sticks. And that is great tackling by the Vancouver secondary. And Los Angeles is going to have to punt.
You said it, partner. This Vancouver secondary gets a lot of tackles. I mean, Mark Lopez himself coming into this ball game had 99 tackles, and then Drew Hamilton 100 tackles.
Richardson, in the shotgun on 3rd and 6, not 4th and 6. 4-man rush. Richardson unleashing the dragon and deflected by Kyler Murray, playing outstanding defense on Chris Lee. And now we will see the Los Angeles punt team.
Now they get it, like you said, and really Vancouver did a great job to force a 4th down right there, and really the secondary came to play, and just evidenced alone by all the picks that we've seen. But again, they've come to play on just about every play.
Chance Tuen, the rookie, one of the few big money punters here in the Simulation Football League, standing at his own 17-yard line, does not face any pressure, trying to flip the field here. And Vancouver will field the punt at the 30-yard line. Goes almost nowhere. Dean Maddox doing return duties in the punt game as well. And Tom Pepper and company will step back out onto the field.
They'll take that great punt because, it's not, 20-yard line or inside, but hey, you can pin them and then not have a return on the punt. That's a great job every time.
Wade, this is the first time Vancouver has started a drive on their own half of the field as they enjoy a 14-point lead. Pepper under center here on 1st and 10. And he will throw on 1st down. Pressure coming. And he will unleash the dragon. And he's intercepted as well. Los Angeles with their first turnover of the game. It's Ryan Yosef.
Josh, it is just a pick party tonight. I mean, my goodness, that's the 4th interception of the night?
Yes, it is.
And just, my goodness, who would have thought that we would have seen just fireworks, and Ryan Yosef right there, his 7th interception of the season, and none bigger because Los Angeles gets it, and they get it on the Vancouver 41-yard line.
The 4th interception of the game for both teams. And now Sully Richardson will start a drive in plus territory for the first time tonight. In the shotgun on 1st and 10. Throwing to Rojo with Robert Johnson. That's a nice gain on 1st down, 2nd and 5.
Robert Johnson did, a pretty good work effort right there, picking up 5. It was tough 5, but he got it. And now, much more manageable. And they're on the 36-yard line, and they are very much threatening to put some points on the board again.
On the outskirts of the range of kicker Rob Ems, who has been known to bang it in from 40+. Richardson will throw to the left side this time. Caught. Reed gets out of bounds before he could turn upfield. And it'll be 3rd and 1. 7th catch already in the evenings for Davius Reed.
Yes, Davius Reed and Chris Lee have both been very, very good on converting their targets. So far, both receivers have only, I think, missed about 1 each. So very good job.
Tommy Robin will stay in the game at fullback. Richardson, short drop. Throwing to Johnson. Johnson scrambling. Guys, the 1st down. And finally dragged down. Kyler Murray among those making the stop. But it's a fresh set of downs for Los Angeles.
Rojo had to fight for every yard right there. He had to use the stiff arm to pick up that extra few yards to pick up the first. And now Los Angeles coming out with a much more complete and balanced attack, which is kind of paying off. And this time, no running back there.
Richardson back in the shotgun. In the backfield, all by his lonesome, as you said, Wade. The twist from Vancouver. Reed makes the catch. And he is hit immediately. Pair of Vancouver defenders there. 2nd and 7.
A great job by Vancouver's defense to really just bend and not break. They gave up the short, pass play and only picked up 3 yards.
And now Johnson and Tommy Rahman back in the game here. Johnson gets a call up the middle. And the running not much better than it was in the first quarter, though he does gain 3, making it a manageable 3rd down, Wade.
Very manageable, but they definitely need this first down. They are within, you would think, field goal territory, but they want 7 and not 3.
It's trailing by 14 points. Los Angeles looking for their 2nd touchdown of the contest. Robert Johnson to Richardson's right, and he will throw on 3rd and 4. Look to his right. That's a catch by Chris Lee, bringing it in, and that will move the chains. Los Angeles in the red zone.
I have been very impressed by how efficient the Los Angeles wide receivers have been so far. They have just been converting just about every target that has come their way.
Richardson, though he still has been throwing the ball down the field, taking more of what the defense has given him here. Richardson over the middle again. That is called Warren Jr. Warren Jr. running backwards. Where are you going? Thomas Warren Jr. actually will end up behind the line of scrimmage, but they're going to call it a gain of 4 based on the forward progress, 2nd and 6.
And that's why he's a backup. Because when something like that happens, you don't get much play time when you're running backwards.
You're not going to crack the starting lineup with navigational skills like that, are you?
Nope, you're going to ride the pine with me.
2nd and 6, Richardson is shotgun again. Going to his left, and that is Reed. And Reed, they're going to give him the first down, leaning over the line to gain. And it's going to be 1st and goal for Los Angeles.
So the little goofiness doesn't hurt them, and they pick up the first down, and now they're looking at 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. So they are very much in territory where they can do some damage right here.
It's only have 5 rushing touchdowns on the only average. 5 rushing touchdowns a game. One of the worst marks in the SFL. Looking for Chris Lee out of the sideline. And he caught it, but they're going to say he's out of bounds. 2nd and goal.
Partner, I might challenge that. I mean, that looked close.
It didn't look that close.
You didn't think so?
I don't have a red flag, though, to throw out. Los Angeles does, and we are going to get a second look at this. The stat I was trying to read earlier, Los Angeles only has 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. That is 20th in the league, but they have one tonight. And here's a much better look at this, Wade. Or maybe not.
Unfortunate angle.
That's one way to put it.
After review,
Hopefully R62 got a better look at that.
the catch was made prior to going out of bounds.
Hey!
They are going to call that a touchdown.
Timeout.
Chris Lee on the board,
Down.
pending after further review. Los Angeles an extra point away from making this a 7-point game.
Yeah, and now Los Angeles very much striking back and making the home team sweat a little bit. That perfect record for home teams may just come down to the wire.
A little difficult to get excited about a touchdown being delivered by review. But he got his feet in. It should count. It does count. And the extra point is good. The 9-play drive spanning 42 yards, culminating in the 7-yard touchdown reception from Chris Lee. His 4th of the season. Are you a next-level SFL fan? Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for information on how to create a player and join our community. Check out League Leaders. We've got stats from all 17 seasons of SFL action and track game, season, and career numbers of all the players over time who have gone from couch to field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong, and let us strongly go to SFL Studios for a game break. Cam and Mike.
Thanks, Josh. Mason Kirby of Las Vegas, please stand up.
Yeah, Cam, Mason Kirby, he's still around this season. There he is with a long touchdown pass, but with a catch over Gunny McGuire, takes it all the way in for 6. Las Vegas goes up 7-3 late in the first.
Trying to keep their season alive at Silver State Stadium. Back to Vancouver with Josh and Wade.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Mike. Tom Pepper looking for Brett Killian. And that is going to be a catch, Killian. They're going to say it was in. A gain of 12 for Killian. Very nice catch on the sideline.
Very much. The acrobatic toes to kind of drag him, at least that one that we need, and got to see it. And now they get that completion, and Los Angeles needs to be able to get this stop and not let Vancouver edge ahead again, even more.
Another 12-yard gain for number 12. Pepper unleashing the dragon over the middle, and he's intercepted again, and it's Ryan Joseph again. He's trying to run it back and returns it into plus territory.
Ryan Joseph playing hero ball today, because that's, like you said, second interception of the day, and really is willing his team back into this ball game.
Wow, and that was just a ball that did not have enough juice on it. And Joseph went up and got it, and a nice return there, Wade. And once again, Los Angeles will start a drive in plus territory.
He picked up a solid, 10, 15 yards on the return.
Sullivan will open for business on the Vancouver 44-yard line. Tommy Rahman in the game at fullback. He'll throw on first down over the middle. That is caught! And I think that is that Jack Flash? Turn around so I can see your numbers, sir. No, excuse me, that's Elsie Pryor in the bright yellow sleeves, the third-year tight end. Only 14 catches on the season, but adds one there, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, when they needed her, they called her name, and she responded with a reception for 8 yards.
Rahman will stay in the game at fullback. He's going to run a pattern there. This time, Jack Flash makes the catch. After no receptions by tight ends earlier in the game, Wade, they go back-to-back, one for each tight end.
You said it, Josh. I was about to say that exact same thing. We hadn't heard their name called, but now looks like the tight ends are getting involved, and that'll be an even more complete game for Los Angeles if they can involve them more.
Rich to the back of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Throw it to the left side. It's Reed again. And that route is still open, but he's having trouble catching it while in bounds. That's a timing issue more than anything. 2nd and 10.
Yes, it is, and that's definitely something they're going to try to iron the kinks out, during the week. But, hey, they're going to challenge it.
Wow, I mean, one good challenge deserves another, but I think this one was called correctly, but we'll find out here in a second.
See that view, see what we look at.
Maybe we'll actually see the receiver's feet this time, although it's not looking good. Spider Cam has not yielded positive results. Yeah, see, I have no idea there.
You're absolutely right. It was not the
I mean, we're flipping
view.
a coin at this point.
After review, the pass has been ruled complete. The catch was
Oh, wow.
going out of
Wow.
And another call overturned by a Los Angeles challenge.
timeout. 2nd down.
That's what they needed.
2 for 2. Head coach Rochelle Colston batting 1,000 here on the challenges on the road here this evening. That'll make it 2nd and 3. Rahman will stay in the game. And Johnson tackled from behind. That's Drew Hamilton swooping down from his strong safety perch to make the TFL 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he's in triple digits in tackles this season, and that, again, is just his job playing center field, really, and just he flies around and just makes stops everywhere along the field.
Huge 3rd down here for Los Angeles. Richardson throwing deep to the right side, deflected, and it's incomplete. Kyler Murray got a hand on it. Richardson looked for Chris Lee, and I think we're going to see Rob Ems come out and attempt his first field goal of the evening.
Absolutely, and that time, Los Angeles went for it all, where they might have had a few receivers open shorter, or closer to the quarterback, where he might have been able to, find one for a first down, but hey, they'll settle for a field goal, and that puts them if they convert it down only 4.
This will be a 41-yard attempt for the fourth-year kicker, Rob Ems. Snap is down, kick is up, pressure on the kick, but it gets through and it is good. And as you said, Wade, the Lycans, who were down 21-0 earlier in this game, have pulled within 4. It's 21-17.
Yes, they have climbed back into this ball game, and now it's just a matter of 4 points separating these teams. Whereas before, like you mentioned, there were the quick 3 interceptions that led to 21-0 deficit, and then Los Angeles slowly just clawing back into this game.
4:15 in the first half. The drive summary, 6 plays, 20 yards, culminating in the Rob Ems field goal. And Maddox will get this out to the 26. And Tom Pepper, who has thrown back-to-back interceptions, will walk back out onto the field.
You know, I noticed something, partner. Vancouver really on offense hasn't, granted they haven't had it very often because they've had so many, takeaways, but they haven't done much, and it'll be interesting to see if they can try to put points on the board.
Pepper, short drop, throwing to his left. That's caught. Redford spin move, and he'll get a couple yards. And another juicy stat from the stat truck. Last 3 drives for Vancouver, punt, interception, interception. And I'll do you one better. Their first drive of the game, Vancouver took the ball 35 yards and scored. And since then, they've gone 3 and out and thrown 2 interceptions. Pepper in the shotgun on 2nd and 6. Rush coming, throw it to the right side, and it's intercepted again! My goodness, how did that happen? Thomas Rahman Jr. picking the pocket of Robert Redford.
My goodness, partner. Does that make that 6 interceptions on the day for both these teams? I believe it is, because that's
count.
3.
I got to take my other glove off here and count.
Yeah, I know. That's 3 for Vancouver and 3 for Los Angeles. I believe if that stands.
That's right.
6. My goodness. If for all of those playing, bingo at home, that's 1 more off the board.
And another drive. Los Angeles will start in Vancouver territory. And Jack Flash running a nice route on first down, making a catch there, 2nd and 4.
And that's just as Jack Flash gets involved, and they're going to definitely need to involve the tight ends as much as they can in this ball game. And so far, they've come out big when they've used them.
And I was just pontificating to myself how happy Los Angeles would be after the start of this half to go in the locker room only down 4. They've got a chance to take the lead on this drive. As Robert Johnson, once again, who's had trouble getting out of first gear tonight, gets stopped near the line of scrimmage again, 3rd and 4.
Partner, we did mention that about the 6 interceptions. That is correct. 6 interceptions on the day. And so, yeah, both these teams really, if we can make one thing for them to do in halftime, it's hang on to the ball.
Johnson's longest run of the game was the one that went for a touchdown, 3 yards. Richardson pump fake over the middle, deflected, and that is incomplete, intended for Reed in between the hash marks. But no go there, and Rob Ems will come back out onto the field.
Yes, Rob Ems gets another crack at this to make it a 1-point ball game. So we go from 21-0 to a possible 20-point run by Los Angeles.
Pretty remarkable. Do you like the decision by Richardson to chuck it down the field and not try and chew up more time and sustain a longer drive?
I think he should have, gone short, maybe chewed up some clock, chewed up some yardage. That way you don't leave Vancouver any chance, really. Well, you leave them a little bit of chance, but less of a chance with time on the board for them to do anything, because now it's just a 1-point ball game, and Los Angeles has a very real shot at pulling ahead, in this ball game, and then maybe even cruising to victory. You never know.
Rob Ems, good from 44 yards. And my goodness, he made that look pretty gosh darn easy. With 2:26 left in the first half. Wait, I can't believe it. It's a 1-point game.
Wow. I never would have thought that before halftime, it would have brought it to within 1.
20 unanswered points by the Los Angeles Lycans. And Maddox from his own 2-yard line will try and set his team up. Now running sideways, parallel to the goal line. They will get out to the 21-yard line. The worst field position that Vancouver has had this evening.
Yes, and now Vancouver. So far, it's 2 interceptions for Ryan Yosef, 1 for Thomas Rahman Jr., and on the other side, it's 2 interceptions for Ashley Rose Finch and 1 interception for Drew Hamilton. So it's going to be quite the battle.
Pepper under center for 1st and 10. Like it's showing blitz. The blitz comes. Redford on the right side. Spin move. Nowhere to go. Great job by the Lycans defense converging on the football. 2nd and 10.
Very smart defense by Los Angeles. You have to bring at least 2 defenders to try to stop Robert Redford because he is so elusive and just that spin move, man, I tell you.
Winding down here in the first half, but the action is just getting started. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Vancouver, Canada, Week 11 SFL action. Pacific Division title on the line. Vancouver scored 21 points to open the festivities. Los Angeles has scored 20 unanswered and playing some great defense here. Josh Circle, Wade Phillips with you in the booth. Mark Lopez on stats. Thank you, Mark. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green sitting around looking handsome. And here's Dan Daly just running a nice little out route and then getting clobbered.
Yes, and now it seems like Vancouver's starting to get their tight ends involved in this ball game, and so really both these teams have slowly involved their tight ends more and more as this game's gone along.
Very big 3rd down here for the Legion. Bunch formation to Pepper's left. Short drop, it throws to his right. That is caught. And that is Dan Daly, who's going to move the chains. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green break down the first half of the Lycans and Legion. Sit down with Vancouver running back Robert Redford to provide an update on the action going on in Sin City between the Glory and the Fury. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. And I can't speak for either team here, but I will be very excited to catch my breath after the whirlwind first half that we've had here. Pepper in the shotgun of 1st and 10. Redford makes the adjustment, turns upfield, spin move, sidestep, and he's got a 1st down. Clock continues to run.
4 Los Angeles defenders in the area, and it took just about every single one of them to bring down Robert Redford. He's just such a weapon in both the run game and the passing game. He's just a legend in this sport.
Pepper gets his team up to the line. 1 minute left in the half. Over the middle. That is caught. They're in plus territory. They got to hustle. Not using any timeouts. That was James Walters making the catch. Play action. Pepper. Pepper goes down. Sacked on the logo. And now the Los Angeles defense will hustle back. 2nd and 17. Pepper will stay in the shotgun. Going to his right this time. I believe that was Dan Daly again, the tight end. And now Vancouver will finally use a timeout, Wade.
Yes, they will finally. And hey, that leaves them just enough time to be able to try to work along this field and get something going, because they are in LA territory. And now if they can just maybe get something here and there, pick up a first down, they are definitely within striking distance of making some damage in the end zone.
Vancouver's kicker, Ramon Rakowski, is not someone known for his range. Let's put it that way. Pepper over the middle at 3rd and 11. That is caught! A huge catch by Chris Curtis. I think that's his first catch of the game, and what a big one it is.
I think it's his second. I do remember him catching one earlier, but hey, a bigger, his biggest catch by far of the day, which comes at a huge time where they were looking at 3rd and 11, but that time picks up a huge splash play to put them within comfortable distance of getting in the end zone.
A huge gain by Curtis, a gain of 29. And like you said, Wade, that's the difference between a long field goal and a short touchdown pass, potentially, with 28 seconds left. Fullback Brick Wall checks in. Here comes the blitz from LA. And that is caught and dragged down is the receiver. That's Daly again, 2nd and 1. They're going to hustle back. Pepper surveys the defense. It looked like LA might have jumped. Throw it to his left. That is caught. Touchdown, Kendra Hall.
And they march right back, get the touchdown, and on that drive, it was the big play by Chris Curtis, where the last 2 targets to him were for huge yards, but were intercepted. And on that play, he picked up the big gain, and on that drive, 10 plays, 79 yards, and capped off with a 4-yard passing touchdown.
And all with just 10 seconds remaining. But really the huge catalyst in that drive, the 29-yard catch by Chris Curtis, his 2nd of the game. And Rakowski's extra point is good. And that makes it 28-20. We are just a hair plus a touchdown away from the over, and we're not even out of the first half, Wade.
No, we are not. So this has been fireworks all game long, and it's been spectacular, and I would not have expected anything less in this ballgame.
Great note from Mark in the stats truck. Tom Pepper 9 for 9 on that drive. All those plays through the air. Warren Jr. will get out to the 30. And we'll see what LA does here with 6 seconds remaining. And Warren Jr. looked like he was running to the wrong sideline.
Yeah, I know. It looks like he might be a little confusion. A little bit.
He ran backwards on that, his one reception of the game, and then ran to the wrong sideline after the kick return. Or maybe he was heading back to the locker room. He was just so excited to catch his breath.
Yeah.
Richardson under center for 1st and 10. Both the backs stand to block. He's going to throw a dart over the middle. That is caught, Chris Lee. And they're going to call timeout with 1 second remaining.
Wow, partner. Look at that. 1 second left, and they get this big splash play. So now, what do? Do you just, say a prayer and heave it to the end zone?
Well, yes. Unless you want to let Rob Ems try what would be a 58-yard field goal. I think that is your best option.
Yep.
But as it stands, that is a gain of 29 on that wonderful reception. And this looks like a Hail Mary, Wade.
Yes, sir.
Richardson in the shotgun. Can he avoid the rush long enough for the receivers to get downfield? He cannot. Brought down there Richards is very slow to get up. That's certainly an alarming thing to see. Gerald Giudice coming through with the sack. And that is your first half. Vancouver has a touchdown. It's 28-20. Stay tuned for the APM Music halftime report coming up right after this. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports.
Welcome into the APM Music halftime report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. We've got two exciting games going right now. Vancouver leads Los Angeles 28-20, and Las Vegas leads Lone Star 7-6. Your thoughts on these first halves, Mike?
Cam, this Vancouver-LA game, this has to be the most points I've seen between two teams with very little offense to talk about. We've had a couple of pick six touchdowns for Vancouver. LA, they've had a couple of huge interceptions from Ryan Joseph that turned into points on their end. But it's an exciting game thus far as far as the score is concerned. 28-20 Vancouver after getting out to this huge 21-0 lead. LA came charging back with the turnovers on their own, and they find themselves only one score down at the half.
And then Vegas and Lone Star are playing a pick fest too. Their two quarterbacks are a combined 12 for 34 passing, which has to be one of the worst, if not the worst, first halves of an SFL game in league history. I mean, that's horrific.
Yeah, Cam, that has really been a tough game to watch over there when the quarterbacks aren't throwing interceptions or incompletions. They're being picked off or either sacked. We've also had 5 sacks in this game as well. So yeah, those offenses over there are struggling right now.
Well, despite one rushing yard in the first half for Vancouver, running back Robert Redford, one of the best to ever do it in the SFL, is embracing his role in the offense, and we spoke with Mr. Redford earlier this week. Welcome to the next edition of People Behind Players Today. We have with us the legendary running back of the Vancouver Legion, Robert Redford. How you doing, Robert?
Very good. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, Robert, the man, the myth, the legend, as Cam just mentioned. Hey, man, glad you could come on with us. 8 seasons in this league. You've been with 3 different teams. Of course, you're with Vancouver now. Second all-time in rushing over 10,000 yards. Second all-time in rushing touchdowns over 100. What is it like being around this league for as many seasons as you have and basically have reached this legendary status?
You know, looking back, time flies. Starting with I went to Sparrows and then Vegas and now here. The league has changed so much for the better in terms of being more competitive. I mean, running backs were kind of like the cream of the crop when I first started, and I think that the league caught on and kind of balanced them out a little bit, with some of the changes. But I really think that's great that when you compare to other leagues, the scoring, the yards is very competitive. It's very accurate. So I think it's great where it's headed. And every team I've been with, I love my team. I'm always looking for that opportunity. I want that ring, So I'm just kind of like looking for that chance, especially before I retire. I'd like to have that one championship where I can kind of go on Amazon and buy that ring and have it, like kind of customize it. But Vancouver is a great organization. Andy and the coaches are fantastic. They work with you with how your players progressing, and the teammates are fantastic. I think that what I enjoy most about the whole SFL is the inclusion of women. I think is great. I think the inclusion with having male and female and anybody that wants to join, I think it's great. I mean, you don't have that in a lot of other leagues, especially in esports. That's kind of like an up and coming thing, and we want to have that inclusion. Anybody that has that dream to want to create a player, watch them grow, and kind of be a part of that camaraderie of a team is a great opportunity. So I think this league has the sky's the limit. I'm excited that I started when I did, but I'm kind of down and sad that Redford might have to retire before the league comes to fruition. But I'm excited that I might have the chance to recreate him or kind of grow with the league, and just kind of go from there and transition with the changes that occur.
Robert, congratulations. You are now a father. You just had a newborn last week. Please share with SFL Nation how that's been for you. What's it like to be a dad?
I think that it's honestly my greatest accomplishment. My wife and I, we've been trying, and he's just a blessing. I couldn't be happier. With a newborn, it's difficult, sleeping, and as soon as he's born, he is all that matters to me. Myself, obviously, I want to make sure my wife is okay, but you become very selfless. I hate it when he's crying. I want to make sure that he's fed and he's clean, and I think that I'm excited. He's a week old this past Thursday, so it's still kind of a newborn, but I love it. If I leave the house, I miss him. I text my wife, "How's he doing?" I step up and take care of him so she can recover and sleep. So it's a give and take. But I mean, I'm telling you, it's a cliche, but you really don't realize that unconditional love that you have in that moment when they're born. It's something very special, and I've changed forever. I feel like I'm more of a man. I'm more of a husband, and you just have that kind of like, again, selflessness. I mean, every choice that I make now is based on him, and I love that. It's just I can't wait for him to get older to do all those fun things, like watching sports, golfing, hanging out, whatever he enjoys. I want to be a part of that, So I mean, the future's bright, and I'm very humbled that he's healthy, and he's he was born at 9 pounds 1 ounce, big boy. So I'm excited. I'm so excited, and I was concerned how it might affect my play in the league, but it's no problem. I mean, you log in on Saturday morning, do your progression, boom, you get it done. So I'm very excited.
That's special, Robert. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, Robert, enjoy the younger years, man. Trust me, the older they get, when they get to be teenagers, that's when all the real stuff gets going at that time. But hey, man, let's talk a little bit about on the field this weekend. You guys have the Los Angeles Lycans this weekend in a huge divisional game to determine the Pacific. But with not that game per se, but you guys in Vancouver find yourselves in kind of an unfamiliar territory with 6 wins at this late in the season. Usually we're used to seeing you guys already, locking up a playoff spot, but you kind of precarious in the situation that you're in. A win pretty much locks you in, and a loss sends you into week 12 with a possibility of missing the playoffs altogether. You know, what are your thoughts on the game today and your possibility of closing out the, at least playoff berth?
It's a tough situation. The passing game has been so good. I don't want to be selfish. I mean, I feel like if they give Redford the ball 30 times a game, we could win. But I think that the defenses the last season or two have really kind of honed in on, hey, we got to stop Redford, So, and so I respect that Andy's, hey, man, we're going to pass it, I mean, you have so many good wide receivers and tight ends on this team. I think I'm a good decoy, and then kind of doing those little side passes to myself to get like 4 or 5 yards. It's a great idea in scheme to have. But I'm not worried at all. Last week was tough. I believe if you look back at our history, coming back from a loss, we come back rocking and rolling, and we're ready. And I'm confident that we're going to have a good game plan for the team and for the opponent. And I think we're going to win and kind of solidify ourselves in the playoffs, and then go from there. A lot of the players, we have the experience to know when a game's important and what the stakes are. And I feel like a lot of times, even if we're down in the first half, we rise to the occasion in the second half, and we always fight. We never give up. I mean, it was a tough loss last week, but if you watch the tape, we were fighting the whole way. So I mean, you never know. An onside kick, a field goal, it could happen. So I've seen it happen many times. We've lost some heartbreakers, with onside kicks and field goals, and you just never know. So I think we have a great team. We're very family oriented, and I'm very confident in Andy and the coaches with what they're planning on doing this week, and I just go with the flow. If Redford gets 5 carries for 2 yards and we win, I'm happy. I mean, I was a decoy. He has the plan. So I mean, he has 100% of my faith in the game plan and in the future of this team.
Last question, Robert. What's in a name? Why Robert Redford? They call him the natural.
Yeah, I figured you were going to ask. It's not a long story. Back when I was in my 20s, I started a position, and my first day I went into the office, and the boss wasn't there, and another employee called him up, and he didn't know my name, and he knew my name was Robert, so he's like, hey, we got Robert Redford. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, what this why would you think that? But the name stuck, and I'm kind of, it's a great nickname to have. Great actor, great person. I'm a big fan of his, and so it's just kind of an ongoing joke between me and in my previous coworkers, and kind of I've kept that trend going.
We're really disappointed. We thought we were going to get Robert Redford today, but instead this random guy showed up. No, I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, that's awesome.
I stick with the persona, the old guy, and the natural, and the gifts and the memes. I think it's fun. It keeps everything fresh, and if someone comes in, and I think when I first started, you never know, it could be him. He's retired now from acting. Maybe this is his pastime. He's sitting at home, in the FSL, so you know. But it's just an old nickname of mine, and I think it's really great. But looking back now, I think it would have been really cool to have my actual name in there. But at the time you're joining something you're not sure about, right, and you kind of want to have that in anonymity. But I have no shame in letting people know who I am now, and having my face out there, and supporting the team, and anything that I can do to say, Vancouver is a great team, and those future draft picks, or in the minor leagues, if you're looking for a great team and an opportunity, you want to join our team. You might not be able to be the position you want to be, but you're going to have the opportunity to have success, winning, and growth. So I have nothing but the best to say for the team. And the name will live on in a legend. I mean, hopefully I won't get copyrighted down the line, but yeah, it's a cool name. It flows, it flows. Yeah. The natural Redford. It's just a great name to have for sports,
Yeah. Well, hey, Robert, it was great having you. Great getting to meet you. Hopefully one day we're watching your Hall of Fame speech in person. But good luck this week against LA. And we wish you all the best. Congratulations on being a dad.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, St. Green. It was a real pleasure and very humbling to have the opportunity to speak with such high level in the organization. So, I mean, it was a pleasure of mine. Thank you very much.
Hey, same here, Robert, man. Thanks.
That was good stuff from Robert. Come back to me, Mike. That's good stuff from Robert, and good stuff coming up in the second half. We have no doubts. 28-20. Vancouver leads Los Angeles at the half. We'll be back after this for the second half with Josh and Wade. After this has been the APM Music Halftime Report on Next Level Sports.
Welcome back to Vancouver, Canada. We are just about ready to start the second half here between Los Angeles and Vancouver. Vancouver jumped out to a 21-0 lead. Los Angeles stormed back with 20 unanswered. But the Legion added a Kendra Hall touchdown with 10 seconds remaining in the half to make it 28-20. You're all caught up. Vancouver will start the second half with the ball as Dean Maddox gets out to the 30. There's a flag on the play, Wade.
Yeah, after a half of completely hanky-free football.
29, receiving team, 10-yard penalty.
I wonder if R62 is getting a little itchy trigger finger. And that looks like a hold against Vancouver. That's going to march him back, I think, to the 20-yard line.
That's not ideal for sure, especially on a relatively moderate return, and that definitely sets him back.
Oh, wow, they're way back. Yeah, it's going to be for a spot foul, so they're at the 11. Easily their worst field position of the night. Tom Pepper under center for 1st and 10. Throwing to his left. That is caught. Kendra Hall takes a shot at the 19-yard line. Her third catch of the night.
Thomasina Raman brought the thunder right there. And on the little route that picked up a few, 8 yards. And that time the defense, like I said, Thomasina Raman just lowers her shoulder and brings him down.
2nd and 2. Both tight ends in the game for Vancouver. Pepper, short drop, dumps it off to Redford, spin move. Redford has the first down. It's finally dragged down by Buddy Blaze and others, but Vancouver moves the chains.
On that play, Robert Redford was no decoy. He took it and picked up that first down. They needed it, and really, so far he's only had 1 yard rushing, but most of his damage has been in the receiving game.
Every drive Vancouver had in the first half produced either a touchdown, an interception, or a 3-and-out. And this one is clearly not going to be a 3-and-out as Redford gains 1, 2nd and 9.
Yes, and so far it's another first, 1 yard run for him, and so that's been his total output on the ground today.
His team still enjoys an 8-point lead. Los Angeles with 7 in the box here. Pepper, short drop, throwing to his left again. Hall makes the adjustment. And she's going to make this a 3rd and medium.
I'm still waiting a little bit for them to go down the field because I know they've got, fireworks in their hands and they can definitely make a splash play in a hurry because Kendra Hall is just one of those players that you look and she just, every time she gets it, it's going for huge distance.
Pepper had 3 interceptions in the first half, so did his counterpart on the LA sideline, Sully Richardson. And Pepper will throw over the middle here. That is caught! And I think that's Redford up the middle with a huge gain. No, excuse me. That is Dan Daly, the tight end, running a 9 route on the hash mark, and Vancouver moves the chains.
They are absolutely targeting these tight ends later on in this ball game. Early on, they weren't really targeting them much, but now it's just another first down for them. And that time, Dan Daly picks up huge chunk yards, and now they're sitting pretty on the LA 42.
Vancouver back in plus territory, and Pepper back in the shotgun. Wall checking back in at fullback. Throwing over the middle again. That is caught, and another gain. That's Brett Killian. That's going to put Vancouver in the red zone down at the 19.
That's what I've been looking for. One of those plays just like that. He gets behind the secondary. They find him in the soft spot, and then they pick up that huge first down, and now Vancouver very much threatening at the LA 19-yard line.
Looked like they caught Rochelle Colston in a cover 1 almost. Not a lot of help to bring down Killian there. Now Pepper, we're going to split back. We'll find Killian again on the left sideline. And they're going to say that's complete as he went out of bounds. 2nd and 6.
Just almost automatic on that route. They get it for 4 yards, and now Vancouver really needs to find something that picks up that first down, which they have so many weapons on this field that they can really just don't have to pigeonhole anybody. They can just kind of look at the field, survey it, and find that weapon.
6 catches for Killian on the game, 2 on this drive. As Wall checks back in at fullback. Pepper, deep drop, pressure coming, and down he goes. LA notches a huge sack in the red zone, and it's 3rd and long. Mar Rivers in on the stop.
That's exactly what LA needed, and Mar Rivers picks up his 4th sack of the season, the 3rd season pro, and that time looked like the interior offensive lineman might have got a little lost and lost their man, and that time Rivers picks up the sack.
2nd sack of the game for Mar Rivers. 5th of the season. Pepper, 3rd and long. Finds Daly. Did he get enough yardage? Looks like they're going to spot him just short. 4th and inches. Daly slow to get up.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end. That time it looked like they might get the first down, but looks like R62 is going to mark it off just a couple of inches short.
Joseph making a pivotal tackle there, bringing him down right at the 9-yard line. Does Vancouver choose to go for it here, Wade?
I think they do. Yep.
And the offense is on the field. Wall in at fullback. Both tight ends on the field. Play clock at 8.
Trying to get the jumper, maybe?
Interesting to do this in the second half where they're going to burn a timeout in a 1-score game. But they were trying to get the jump, and they're going to take the timeout. And Rakowski's going to probably come out onto the field here for a field goal attempt.
Yes, I would assume so. I thought maybe it would be 4-down territory, but that time they want to, be safe and go for 3 and put them up 11.
This would be a chip shot of chip shots.
I just get out the wedge and put it in. I'll put it on the green.
60-degree wedge even. This will be a 26-yard attempt, but would give Vancouver points on their first drive of the second half and make it a 2-score game if it's good, which it is. A 10-play, 87-yard drive, resulting in a 26-yard field goal from Ramon Rakowski. And Wade, we've got a 2-score game.
We do again, and it's more of that early game, look that we saw from Vancouver, where they got out to a huge lead right at the beginning, but now, making it another two-score lead, and Los Angeles has to do something to, fight back and get in some more points on the board.
Warren Jr. brought down at the 31-yard line. And for our friends in the desert, we are knocking on the door at the over here. 54.5 was the total. We are sitting at 51. As Sully Richardson runs back out onto the field with the Los Angeles offense.
Yeah, someone just give us a touchdown, break that line.
Richardson under center. Tommy Robin back. Both at Pryor and Flash in the game at tight end. There's Flash with the catch. He has a first down. Stiff arm it fools. It gets out to the sideline. And LA moves the chains on their first play of the drive.
Jack Flash is an absolutely massive target at 6'6", 250, and that time used all that weight and put that left arm out and just blew past the Vancouver defensive back.
And Kyler Murray, who was delivering some shots in the first half, takes one there on his first play from scrimmage of the second half. And Flash having a nice game so far. 3 catches already. Richardson in the shotgun, over the middle, another catch, and that's Warren Jr., who managed to go straight down that time. 2nd and 2.
Definitely a pretty good gain of 8 yards that time on first down, and definitely if they can get more of that, they're going to be threatening again to score and put themselves in a 1-score ball game again.
Another 2 tight end set for LA. Richardson under pressure, throws, and that is caught. I believe that's Davius Reed over the middle. Yes, it is. And Davius Reed's going to flex because he's got a first down.
Yes, they are. And my goodness, out of 25 targets between Davius Reed and Chris Lee, they have 18 catches out of 25 targets. So that's very, very efficient.
That's a nice job by Reed, finding a soft spot in that zone. 18-yard gain for number 18. His 11th catch of the night. Knocking on the door for 100 yards. And this 2 tight end set is working. They're going to stay in that set. Richardson over the middle again, looking for Flash. That is deflected. Kevin Brackett saying no, sir. 2nd and 10.
Yes, great job by Kevin Brackett right there to get a hand on it. It looked like he was kind of on an island a little bit against the receiver and got a hand on it and was able to make it a harmless incompletion.
We're just past the halfway point here in the 3rd quarter. And now 4 wide receivers and Flash on the field for Los Angeles. Richardson in the shotgun. 3-man rush for Vancouver. Richardson deals to the right side. That is caught. It's Chris Lee. You see the numbers there. 94 yards on 8 catches. And it's a 3rd and not quite long.
Yes, both of these receivers nearing the 100-yard mark. And they're very, very close, within, breathing distance of reaching the century mark for both receivers.
3rd and 6 here for Los Angeles. They are well within the range of kicker Rob Ems. Richardson in the shotgun. They trail by 11. Richardson looking for the end zone, deflected. And that is incomplete. Kyler Murray got a forearm on it. And Ems will come out onto the field.
Yeah, they're just going to lean on Ems right here. And that was just so close. It looked like the receiver had a step on Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray just got a hand up right at the opportune time, knocked it down.
A stronger ball might have gotten that into the hands of Chris Lee. But now here's Rob Ems with a 42-yard field goal attempt. This would pull the Lycans within 1 score. Spot is down. Kick is up. And that is good. And once again, it's a 7-point game. Or an 8-point game, excuse me.
so far, Rob Ems has been worth his weight in gold because he has single-handedly kept them, within striking distance of Vancouver, because without him, they're, minus a few points that are the crucial points that make them within one score ball game.
A 7-play, 43-yard drive, culminating in the Rob Ems field goal from 42 yards. And Vancouver leading 31-23. The SFL 17th postseason gets underway on Next Level Sports, and for the fans, Saturday, October 16th, and Sunday, October 17th, with wild card round matchups for the newest SFL participants. The SFL's minor league, SFLM, kicks off its 4th season Friday, October 15th. The SFL's YouTube channel is home to all the minor league action at youtube.com/SimulationFL. To get on the field and into the action, visit simulationfl.net to create a player today. And Tom Pepper will try to create another touchdown. This time from his own 24-yard line. Deep drop on first down. Pepper with time over the middle, and that's intercepted. Ryan Yosef, his 3rd pick of the game.
Wow, 3 picks in that time. I'm not kidding right there, partner. Tom Pepper kind of noodle-armed it and just kind of barely lofted it over there and just was right in to Ryan Yosef. Actually, Ryan Yosef makes a pretty good move and catches that in the air, but you have to put a little more mustard on it for Tom Pepper, and he wants that back as soon as he throws it.
Yeah, that was just never had a chance, leaving his hand. And Pepper was 16 for 16 on his last 2 drives before that INT. Great stat from Mark in the stat truck. Richardson in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Will deal to his left. Reed with another toe touch catch. To be 2nd and 3. Let's sneak over to SFL Studios for a game break. Cam and Mike.
Thanks, Josh. Mike, if it wasn't for Mason Kirby, we wouldn't have any highlights from this game tonight.
Yeah, Cam, Vegas, they're rolling the dice and want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Mason Kirby goes up high for the touchdown. Vegas up by 10.
Cue up the 5-6 logjam next week. Back to Josh and Wade in Vancouver.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Mike. 2nd and 3 here. Richardson in the shotgun again, under pressure. Over the middle, and he's intercepted again. Drew Hamilton, his 2nd pick of the game.
That makes it 8 interceptions on the day, partner. So, coming into this ball game, I thought maybe 2, 3 interceptions, but 8 interceptions on the day for 4 between the teams. My goodness, partner, this has just been absolutely fireworks.
And a terrible spot on the field to have that, too, when you're down by a score. But new life for Vancouver from their own 15. In the shadow of their own goalpost. Did you see the strategy here? Heavy set for the Legion. Redford gets the call. He'll get a yard or 2. Buddy Blaze and friends bringing him down. 2nd and 8.
Partner, I was just thinking of something. These quarterbacks that play in this league have to be the bravest people, because to face defensive backs that are 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", all across the board, is just shows dedication to a craft.
Tom Pepper under center for 2nd and 8. Pressure coming. Pepper hit as he throws, and Redford really close to the sticks, but he's going to be brought down. 3rd and 2.
Ever so closely getting creeping towards that first down marker, but now they have to get something that pays off with a first down, because they are needing a first down in a hurry, because last drive it was the interception, and they need something that hits pay dirt so they can keep their foot on the gas.
Wall will stay in the game at fullback. 2 tight ends for the Legion. Redford around the right side. And Redford shrugs a tackler, but Ryan Yosef comes in to clean up. But too little, too late. It's a fresh set of downs for the Legion.
Robert Redford making his paycheck right there, and it was Thomas Rahman Jr. that almost wrapped him up behind the line, but Robert Redford's just too strong and broke through that arm tackle.
Vancouver will stay in this formation. Now they're going to bring Wall back in. Redford spin move. Has another first down. Out to the right side. Very close to midfield. And now after all the passing, Wade, it looks like Redford's getting the run game going here in the second half.
Yeah, getting a little head of steam right there. Looked like he was going to get bottled up, but broke through the tackle, picked up extra yards, and looked like, my goodness, looks like it was whoop. And that time had blockers in front of him. Unfortunately, or fortunately for Los Angeles, they were able to wrap him up before he could, really get off to the races.
I didn't bring my protractor, but that looked like a 720 spin from Robert Redford, who now is to Pepper's right as he's in the shotgun on 1st and 10. The stunt from Los Angeles, but Pepper finds Killian for another first down, their third of the drive.
Yes, they've needed this. They've really just been able to do what they can to pick up the first downs, and that time no exception. And now Vancouver really putting together a pretty lengthy drive, one of their longest drives of the ball game, if not the longest.
Pepper under center. Redford stopped behind the line. LA comes up with a much-needed TFL, and it's 2nd and 13.
Yes, they needed that because Robert Redford so far in this drive has been able to, been one step ahead of them, and that time they were able to bring him down and get him for a loss of 3.
The clock continues to run here in the third quarter. Just over a minute and a half remaining before we reach the final frame. Pepper to Redford. Redford brought down. It's Thomasina Raman coming up with a big TFL. And now it's 3rd and long.
Los Angeles is going to force Vancouver to really get creative right here on a 3rd and 14. And it's just going to take one of those passes that gets enough, at least 14, 15 yards. So anything short, not going to work.
Pepper in the shotgun. Over the middle, unleashing it. Finds Dan Daly, and Daly down inside the 15. A huge gain for Vancouver. Daly run it free in the LA secondary.
My goodness, how do you lose Dan Daly? That big of a target over there, but he gets right behind the zone, and it looks like, looked like a man got behind the defensive back and picks up extra yards after the catch. So great job by Dan Daly to pick up the first down. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. And now Vancouver very much threatening from the LA 14-yard line.
Pepper in the shotgun. They cashed in a drive starting from their own 11 at the beginning of the half. They started at their own 15 here. Pepper throw it toward the end zone. That is caught. Kendra Hall down at the 2. It's 1st and goal.
This drive, they have just about used everybody at their disposal to pick up yards on this drive, and now they're within 2 yards of 1st and goal, and now 2 yards away from pay dirt.
5 first downs on the drive for Tom Pepper. Captain Canada going to work here. Wall in at fullback. Redford gets the call. Redford dragged down. Buddy Blaze making contact behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal.
That time they stuck with the run play, and it looked like they might have had an advantage on the outside with the wide receivers. They had 2 wide receivers out there and only 1 defensive back.
Vancouver trying to make this a 2-score game and keep their playoff hopes alive. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Come back for the fourth quarter, I will find you. Welcome back to Vancouver, Canada. Week 11 SFL action. Josh Circle, Wade Phillips in the booth. Mark Lopez on stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Mike St. Green in studio. And Tom Pepper on the front porch trying to cash this in to make it a 2-score Vancouver lead. As we begin quarter number 4. Redford running backwards in a circle. What was that? Holy smokes. Wade, we've had a little bit of everything in this game, and I don't think I've ever seen that in an SFL contest before just now.
Yeah, me either, partner. And that time he didn't know where he wanted to run, and it looked like he was just trying to find daylight anywhere. He couldn't find it, and they swallowed him up in the backfield.
Vancouver will try again from the Los Angeles 4 on 3rd and goal. Short drop by Pepper. Hit as he's thrown, and it's intercepted. Points come off the board, and Tom Pepper throws the 9th interception in this game.
And you have to credit the defensive line for getting back there and forcing an ill-timed throw, because he's just throwing it, but then the defensive line causes him to kind of throw a little wobbler that goes into the backfield, and then they get the tip drill and get the interception. Now they take over on the LA 20-yard line.
Vancouver had a chance to get at least 3 on that drive, maybe even 7. They get 0 instead, and now Sully Richardson has a chance to lead a game-tying drive here. Robert Johnson hit for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Yes, Robert Johnson has not had much available for him. He's had 7 rushing attempts for 8 yards and 5 receptions for 25 yards so far, so really not much for Rojo.
It has been a hard, steep climb for both offenses, believe it or not. Richardson to the left this time. Davius Reed at left sideline has been his office tonight. Another catch for him at 3rd and medium.
Okay, partner, we brought this up during a break. I wanted to bring it up real quick. Tom Pepper, 38 attempts, 31 completions, 5 interceptions in those 7 incompletions.
Remarkable. Richardson now 3rd and 5. Needs to keep this drive going here as this 9:40 left in regulation will evaporate. Throwing to the right side. That is caught, but out of bounds is Medarius Barrett. His first catch of the game, and it's 4th and 1.
It was a great play by Vancouver's defense to get that stop before they picked up the first down, and now, you know, on the LA 29, you would think they just punt it away, being in scary territory for their offense if they don't, their defense if they get the turnover.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Chance to win. Standing on his own 18-yard line, will punt it away. No pressure from the Legion. An impressive punt there. Maddox takes a shot, and he is down at his own 32 with 9:17 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Los Angeles, their defense has to make another stand. So far, Vancouver's offense has, you know, done enough to maintain a lead, but really their defense is what has pushed them over the edge.
A clutch 3 and out for the Vancouver defense, and now the offense will come back out onto the field. 5 defensive backs in the game for the Lycans. Pepper in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Pressure coming. Throws to the right side. That is caught. Kendra Hall running a nice 12 and out. That's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Legion.
Kendra Hall is just one of those players that you can just watch and see how effortless she makes it look, because she catches it. She makes 20-yard completions just look effortless. And any player that can do that is just someone that you can look at and try to model your game after.
5th catch of the evening for Mrs. Hall. And she has the only receiving touchdown for Vancouver, the only offensive touchdown for that matter. Through the air. Excuse me, Robert Redford has one, as Brett Killian makes a catch for another 1st down. As I stumble through this game, Vancouver coming up with 1st downs left and right.
Tom Pepper right there looked like one of those off-balance throws that usually ends up in an interception, but that time put a laser behind it and was able to complete that pass.
Pepper 33 of 40. And thrown over the middle here. Intended for Kendra Hall again, and that was just a bit over her head. Let's sneak over to SFL Studios for a game break with Cam and Mike.
Thanks, Josh. Mason Kirby, once again the difference as Vegas keeps their season alive, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, Mason Kirby's putting a nice bow on a very productive day with a diving catch right here that led to a Scott Johnson touchdown. Las Vegas in control, 27-6.
Back to Josh and Wade.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Mike. And Tom Pepper's down. Down in a heap. And that's Ace Blackwell, the rookie, coming over to make that stop. A huge sack for Blackwell.
And couldn't have come at a bigger time right there. Great job by the rookie. Get that sack. And on that play before, Kendra Hall, she had to kind of ease up on the play because it looked like they were about to take her head off.
Now 3rd and 13. Vancouver on the cusp of field goal range. Pepper going deep again. Nowhere to go. That is incomplete. Rochelle Colston. First time we've called her name in the defensive secondary tonight. And now Vancouver's going to have to punt.
On that play, it looked like they were going to the well again on a play that has worked out for them in this ballgame. At that time, Los Angeles came up with the game plan and got the stop.
Brian Patrick has not punted for Vancouver since the end of the first quarter. He boots it away here, and they will have a chance to pin the like it's deep, but no, it goes into the end zone. And for the second straight drive, Los Angeles will start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, Los Angeles gets this ball, and they are in territory they have not been at all game long, it seems, because so far in this ballgame, they've had so many takeaways where they've been in prime position to make a decent drive.
2 tight end set for the Lycans. Tommy Rahman, the fullback, in the game as well. Richardson, short drop over the middle. That is deflected. Oh, my goodness. Kyler Murray had all 10 fingers on it, but could not haul it in. 2nd and 10.
Oh, just so close. He's just going to be kicking himself that he didn't come down with that one. But, hey, that time got the incompletion, and now Los Angeles has to try to get another play that picks up a first down. But, hey, if they have to punt it away, Vancouver will definitely take this ball with decent field position.
Richardson in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Going to the left side this time. Has a man open, and it's caught. Chris Lee. It's a foot race to the end zone. To the 30, the 20, the 10. Los Angeles. Touchdown.
Wow, partner. And that time, it was Ashley Rose Finch that got beat deep. And my goodness, Chris Lee took that to the house, and that was a huge gain. And that puts him at 9 receptions for 173 yards.
Absolutely ridiculous catch and run, and that is exactly what Chris Lee can do for an offense. And now Vancouver, who has led this entire game and has watched that lead fluctuate wildly, has a chance to see that lead disappear as Los Angeles is going to go for 2.
Oh, he sees something he likes.
Tommy Rahman and 2 tight ends. And there is Robert Johnson, and Johnson's not going to get it.
They called the audible. Sully Richardson called that audible at the line. Might have saw an opportunity to take advantage of a mismatch, but that time, Vancouver's defense swarmed to the ball and stopped the ball carrier for, no damage done.
The lead is now 2 for Vancouver. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And Tom Pepper has found the perfect track for his project, or so he had, for a guy that's got 5 interceptions on the evening. And he's going to throw here on 1st and 10 over the middle again. No fear in this guy. And Killian breaks the tackle. And now Killian running for the end zone. And he's stopped down at the 19-yard line.
Wow, Brett Killian took that off to the races. Didn't quite make it to the end zone, but hey, picked up a huge gain. Looks like 78 yards on that play alone. So that makes 9 receptions for 167 yards through the air for Brett Killian today.
And that missed tackle, looming large, probably got another 30 or 40 yards just from that effort there. Thomas Rahman Jr. tried to hog tie him and could not, and now Vancouver's in the red zone. Pepper finds Redford on the flat. Spin move, spin again, still on his feet. And then finally dragged down. They're going to give him a gain of 3. That is the most exciting 3-yard catch I think I've seen.
Yeah, I think he ran 10 times what he gained. I mean, my goodness,
At
he ran
least.
30 yards to pick up 3.
2nd and 7 now. Pepper under center. Throws and finds Kendra Hall. Kendra Hall will take a hit from Rochelle Colston. Some girl-on-girl action for you, folks. And now it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that time it looked like they were going to pick up the first down, but now you would think Vancouver's going to try to milk this clock a little bit. I mean, there's 6 minutes left on the clock, and if they score fast, that leaves Los Angeles plenty of time to, come up with a game plan that gets them points.
Pepper finds Redford. Redford upfield has the first down. Spin move down to the 6. Thomasina Rahman puts the shoulder into him. Either way, it's 1st and goal for the Legion.
Now, if it's you, Josh, what do you do? Do you run it as many times as you possibly can just to wind it down, or do you go for the quick strike?
Run, run, run. Minimize the risk. You have the lead. And if not, you kick the field goal and make it a 5-point game. And Pepper's going to throw. And that is over the middle and caught. Chris Curtis, who's not gotten a lot of volume here, gets the call on the goal line. He is going to be down inside the 1.
You said it. He hasn't gotten a whole bunch of volume, but really when he's made those catches, it's been at crucial times and have been very effective in getting him plays that have gotten big plays.
Only the 3rd catch of the game. And now Vancouver in the heavy set. They hand off to Redford. Redford stopped. Mar Rivers gets behind the line. The first one there. And now it's 3rd and goal for Vancouver.
So there we go. The run gets nothing really. And now Vancouver has, just a few more opportunities to try to get a touchdown. Otherwise, they have to settle for a field goal. But hey, if they have to settle for a field goal, Los Angeles very much has an opportunity to get ahead in the ballgame.
And Rivers pancaked the center, Ron Swanson, on that play. Swanson had absolutely no chance to stop the 5th-year defensive tackle. Now 3rd and goal. Pepper in the shotgun here. A 2 tight end look for Vancouver. Pepper over the middle. It's caught. James Walters, touchdown.
And there we go. The payoff. James Walters only had been targeted 1 time with 1 reception, but that second time, only I believe a 3-yard gain, but picks up the crucial crucial touchdown that puts them up. What's going to be 2 scores now.
Yeah, that failed 2-point conversion looming large here now for Los Angeles. All it will take is an extra point to give Vancouver a 9-point lead. Ramon Rakowski settles in to do his business. Spot is down. Kick is up. And just like that, it is a 2-score game. 38-29, Vancouver leads.
Yes, it's been, just more of that in the second half. And Vancouver's been the team of the second half, whereas Los Angeles ripped off 21 unanswered points, 20 points, where, in that into the first half to, really put them back in the ballgame. But Vancouver has been all in on this second half.
The push for the SFL playoffs continue tomorrow on For the Fans. Undefeated Baltimore visits 7-2 Queen City in an epic North Division battle between 2 of the hottest teams in the league. Followed by Portland in a must-win game in Atlanta as the Fleet take on the Swarm. Bonus coverage includes Carolina Charleston and DC London. That all starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on For the Fans. We've got a player down.
So remind me, partner, what if Vancouver gets this win tonight, where do they sit in the playoff rankings?
Well, Wade, I thought you'd never ask. As we take a look at the graphic here, now, as we said before, Los Angeles could win tonight to lock up the Pacific, but they also can lock it up if they lose here and then win next week against division rival San Diego. Vancouver, on the other hand, is going to need a little more help. If they win tonight, they need to beat Portland next week, and they also need Los Angeles to lose next week as well. Vancouver winning would put Vancouver and Los Angeles both at 7-4. And if Portland beats Atlanta tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, not for the fans, by the way, then they would be at 7-4 as well. But Los Angeles owns the tiebreakers on both Vancouver and Portland. They beat Portland head-to-head 2 weeks ago. And Los Angeles would go all the way down to strength of victory to get the tiebreaker against Vancouver as well. As Richardson, in a big 3rd and 1 here, throws it complete. And that will be a very quick drive for Los Angeles.
Yes, that's not what they needed if they wanted to, strike back and get themselves right back in this ball game. But now Vancouver's defense is doing a great job to force the 4th down. And now Los Angeles, I would definitely be surprised if they went for it here.
4th and 1. The offense is still on the field. Only 4:04 remaining, and you need 2 scores. Not a lot of time to get the special teams involved. 2 tight ends for the Lycans. Rojo in the backfield. Richardson's going to throw. Chris Lee making the catch, and they've got a 1st down. And now they're going to hurry it up.
They're not going to go quietly. They're going to keep on fighting.
They will stay in this 2 tight end set. Has time. And I think that's Elsie Pryor falling down. Yes, it is. Richardson will hustle back for 2nd and 6. Vancouver leading by 9. They have not trailed at all in this game. As that falls incomplete, as it hits Josh Farnsey in the back. There's an update on Stanley Hudson. Hyperextended elbow.
On that play, Josh Farnsey was in the perfect position to get that pass deflection. And really, they threw it, and he just was able to just block the view and get that knockdown.
That stops the clock with 3:31 remaining in regulation. Richardson over the middle this time. And that is caught. I think that's Jack Flash making a catch. And Flash will hurry back now.
He had multiple options right there and found the open one.
Richardson again looking for Flash again, but it wasn't Flash that caught it. It might have been Reed. Davius Reed making a catch. And now LA in the red zone. Clock continuing to run. 3:05 to play. Richardson uncorks one, looking for Lee. And Lee stretches out for it, but it's just out of his reach. 2nd and 10.
This long trek they've partaken in on this drive has led them to the Vancouver 18, where now Los Angeles, looking at a 2nd and 10, can really do just about anything. They have to, get a fairly quick strike again because there's, losing time on the clock, but now they have all their playbook.
Elsie Pryor will sit. Tommy Rahman comes in. That fullback, low snap where Richardson handles it. And Rahman is going to catch this pass and get to the 10 and finally get knocked out. But the clock continues to run. They're going to spot him forward progress. They're saying he did go out of bounds.
Wow, partner.
Rahman's got to hustle back. 2:44 to play here. Richardson this time looking for Robert Johnson. And Johnson, I'm not sure if they're going to rule that a catch or not.
Oh, no, Josh. He has daylight way in front of him. He has no one around him. So if he catches that and is able to keep running, man, we're talking about a touchdown.
That does stop the clock with 2:41 to play. Sully Richardson. Opportunities will be fewer and farther between here as we approach the end of this one. Richardson in the shotgun. 3 wideouts to his left. Throwing over the middle. And it's caught. Touchdown. Los Angeles staying in there.
It was the slant, and the backup caught it for the touchdown. And that time, they needed it because now it is definitely, if they get a 2-point conversion, which now they can go for the point after because that puts them down by 2. So a field goal puts them ahead. So now they've got to definitely go for the onside kick, get this point after, and now they're have at least a shot at getting ahead.
Medarius Bennett, the backup, redeemed after his foible in the first half. And now Los Angeles will attempt to pull back within 2 points, pending the Rob M's extra point, which is good. Don't touch that dial, screen, or mouse. 2:37 left to play. Vancouver is going to have to run up some first downs. Is this an onside kick? Are you kidding me?
I do believe. I mean, they're going for it all.
Wow. LA still has all their timeouts. They'd have a chance to kick a play defense. Instead, they're going to surrender great field position. And that's not even close. Mark Lopez coming up with that. Like he's pulling his newspaper off the driveway. Bit of a surprise decision there.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think. I mean, I thought they'd have the chance to do the onside, but they went for it. And you would think their defense has been fairly keeping them in the ball game so far.
Yeah, remember, 21 of those 38 Vancouver points came from pick sixes, or 14 of them, excuse me. Dan Daly making a catch. Dan Daly dragged out of bounds and short of the first down.
Yeah, and goes out of bounds, which is even worse because now the clock stops and leaves Los Angeles with some life, and the 2-minute warning, which stops the clock again.
Los Angeles has a chance. A first down here would not only give Vancouver a fresh set of plays and chances to drain the clock, but also get them closer to field goal range. Redford has the first down up the middle, inside the 25, and finally brought down at the 22-yard line. Slow to get up, but then finally does rise to his feet, and the clock continues to run.
And I think, it's safe to assume they're going to let this wind down to the 2-minute warning. Now they've got that first down, so if they can run this clock out, maybe pick up a first down, they can easily just run this game right into the victory.
Tom Pepper in no hurry to get this playoff. As you said, Wade, they will go to the 2-minute warning. Vancouver trying to hold serve at home and keep their playoff hopes alive. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Vancouver, Canada. Week 11 SFL action. Vancouver needed a win, and they're about 2 minutes away from getting one. Flag on the play. The Tom Pepper throws to Redford, who's going to be dragged out of bounds. And this penalty is not only going to potentially give LA some field position back, this will stop the clock.
Yeah, which win-win for Los Angeles for sure.
Well, this is going to be on the defense. It's a neutral zone infraction. And Vancouver will accept the penalty with just under 2 minutes to play here in regulation. Vancouver jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and they have not looked back, now leading 38-36. Los Angeles may have to wait until next week to clinch that Pacific Division title. Tom Pepper under center. Redford to the 10. Dragged down at the 8, and now Los Angeles will start using their timeouts.
Yeah, now that they've started the waterfall of timeouts, Vancouver has to keep picking up first downs so that they can just close this ball game out and run it out. Because if they get stopped and Los Angeles is able to, hold them to at least a field goal, they still very much have an opportunity to get themselves ahead.
Absolutely good point. We will see if Tom Pepper decides to continue feeding Robert Redford. No, he's going to throw here. Redford makes the adjustment, but then is corralled down, and Los Angeles will use their second timeout with 1:47 remaining.
The defense did a great job playing within themselves and not letting Robert Redford get out there and beat them to the edge. And that time, the defensive back swarmed the ball. Both defenders got there and stopped him before he could do any more damage. And now it's looking at a second and goal on the 6-yard line.
Los Angeles only one timeout left. It's Tom Pepper under center. 2 tight ends in for Vancouver. Redford around the left side. Redford dragged down finally at the 6, and LA will burn that last timeout, Wade.
Yeah, now it is make or break time for Los Angeles. They have to get this stop on third down to bring up this fourth down for Vancouver, because if they can, they still have a shot in this game.
Well, if Vancouver runs it and they don't get the first down and they kick the field goal, that still gives Los Angeles about a minute to work the ball down the field and get a touchdown. But Pepper will throw here on third down. Going to the end zone. That is caught. Kendra Hall. Vancouver puts the icing on the cake.
Kendra Hall comes up big when they need her. She's been, fairly reliable all day. That's her, I believe, second touchdown of the day. And now, she puts the icing on the cake, and Vancouver, it looks like, hey, anything can happen in the SFL, but hey, it looks like Vancouver might just have done enough to be able to secure themselves a victory. But hey, don't count out Los Angeles.
Vancouver, who won the Pacific Division a season ago, off to a rough campaign here in season 17. As Ramon Rakowski will officially make it a 2-score game once again, as we have shattered the total, by the way. 45-36. We're sitting on 81 points to 54.5, the projected total.
Yeah, blew past the Vegas, what they thought it would look like, but yeah, it's been just an absolute shootout today.
And just to rehash what this will do for the playoff standings, Vancouver will move to 7-4, as will Los Angeles. And if Portland wins against Atlanta tomorrow, they will finish at 7-4. They won't finish at 7-4 because obviously we have a week left, but they'll be at 7-4 also. A 3-way tie in the Pacific Division, but Los Angeles owns both the tiebreakers on Portland and Vancouver as well. So Los Angeles could still win the division if they beat San Diego next week at week 12. Vancouver would need to beat Portland in week 12 and would also need Los Angeles to lose. And they would have to do that. A lot of wheels involved. And Wade, the thing is here that Vancouver probably needed this not even to stay alive in the division, but to really just to stay alive in the playoff race. I mean, things are heating up.
Absolutely, because if they lose this game, it's way harder to get into the playoffs. But now it looks like they might have secured the victory, so they have to get their path to the playoffs are a lot easier if they can just secure this victory.
Richardson over the middle of the flash. It's going to be 3rd and 1. We still have a minute and a half of football here, but Los Angeles, a nearly unsurmountable task of 2 scores in just over a minute. But they're going to take a shot at it as Richardson gets his team into plus territory. 108 now. A very leisurely stroll there by, I think that was Josh Farnsey. Richardson over the middle again. That is caught, and now they're close to the 30-yard line. Richardson well over 450 yards on the evening, and now taking a shot at the end zone, and that's intercepted. Mark Lopez coming up with an interception, and what a return from Lopez, the 7th-year free safety.
And that time, Mark Lopez gets a huge play to put himself on the stat sheet with the interception, and now it looks like Vancouver may have just sealed the deal right there with the nail in the coffin for Los Angeles, and they can really just run this clock out.
A big play from Mark Lopez, the 10th interception in this game. And the GGs are flying in the chat. And dare we say it too early, congratulations to the Vancouver Legion, keeping their postseason hopes alive. And they will still need some help, most likely, but they got a chance to go 7-4. Well, they will go 7-4. They have a chance to go 8-4, which would almost certainly put them into the postseason.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, with that log jam of 7-4 teams that has the possibility of accumulating those records, that it turns into just a nightmare of this team has to do this team has to do this. So it's just a fun time to have a stake in the game.
Vancouver, obviously, that tremendous start that they had made all the difference in this game, Wade. As Tom Pepper will take the final knee. And that will do it. The North reigns supreme, at least for tonight. Congratulations again to the Vancouver Legion. Wade Phillips, your thoughts on the game?
Just absolutely spectacular game. Passing just all over the field. My goodness, Chris Lee, 206, around 200 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Dan Daly had over 100 yards receiving. Brett Killian had over 100 yards receiving. Davius Reed had over 100 yards receiving. And then the interceptions. 10 interceptions on the day for these teams between both of them. 5 interceptions for both quarterbacks. It was just absolutely lights out. And really, it was a great team effort by Vancouver, because it took everybody on the team to get that victory. And Los Angeles just fell just a little bit short. They had, the makings of a victory. They just couldn't quite get over the hump.
A titanic struggle from start to finish. And you mentioned all the interceptions, and really those 2 pick sixes early in the game, one from Drew Hamilton and one from Dean Maddox, just made all the difference. It was just an advantage that Los Angeles could not overcome. But I think Los Angeles will have their work cut out for them, obviously, next week. The Pacific title still on the line, and really still up for grabs. But give it up to Vancouver. A must-win situation. Basically a playoff game for them already. They needed a win, Wade, and they got it.
Yes, they did. When it mattered the most, they were able to put it together and get the victory, and that's exactly what they needed. And now Vancouver has a much better shot getting to the playoffs, and really they can, put their destiny a little bit more into their own hands.
And a reminder for all of our viewers, the action continues tomorrow on For the Fans. That starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. Baltimore visiting Queen City in a titanic matchup you do not want to miss. That could be a potential Season 17 championship preview. And also Portland, also in the Pacific Division, in a must-win game in Atlanta, as the Fleet take on the Swarm. Carolina, Charleston, and DC London will be the bonus coverage. And Wade, I personally cannot wait for this Baltimore Queen City game. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. Oh, partner, it is going to be one of the best games of the season, if not one of the best ever in this league, because it is just two incredibly talented teams going at it.
Your player of the game, man, what a choice you have. Tom Pepper, 419 yards, 4 touchdowns. Wade, it's been an absolute pleasure. Really enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Indeed, it has. And I've enjoyed every minute of it, and always fun calling a game with you.
For Wade Phillips, Mark Lopez on stats, Cameron Irvine producing, Mike St. Green in the studio, I'm Josh Circle. We've got more SFL action for you tomorrow. Until then, we will see you on the internet. Congratulations again to the Vancouver Legion. Good night for British Columbia.